Steve Zabriskie along with Rick Forzano as we're ready for the start of the third quarter with Kentucky leading Clemson 3-0. Rick Strine will kick it off. Number 17, Perry Tuttle and Kevin Mack are back deep to receive for Clemson, standing on their goal line. Very little wind still here in the stadium. Strine with a nice high kickoff. Tuttle will take it at the 3-yard line. Looking for an opening, caught from behind as he falls forward short of the 20. Good coverage by Kentucky. Number 9, Ty Richmond, a sophomore strong safety, made the tackle.
The first half stats, you can see it. Clemson only has 4 first downs. Kentucky's 10. There's big. 8 yards for Clemson. Passing the ball, Kentucky 50. But the time of possession, that's the big difference. Kentucky overwhelming.
First and 10, Clemson at their own 17. Again, they start with poor field position. Chuck McSwain, the tailback. McSwain goes nowhere. Good pursuit. Coming through first was number 57, Effley Brooks, the nose guard, who lost his helmet, and then 53 downfielder wrapped him up.
Ohio State leading Florida State in the first quarter 7-3. Again, the same score, still Navy 12, Yale 9 at the half. Harvard 6, Army zip.
Gain of 2 on the carry by McSwain. It is second down and 8 yards to go at the 19 of Clemson. Jordan looking to throw, completes it. Bubba Diggs, the tight end, with a nice reception and good running afterwards as he picks up a first down, moving it all the way out to the 43-yard line of Clemson before Greg Long and Andy Moles make the tackle.
Off of bootleg action, Jordan fakes to his tailback. McSwain comes back the opposite way. Bubba Diggs, number 85, he finds him in the seam, and that's the first catch for Bubba Diggs this year.
A gain of 24 yards as Jordan hooks up with the sophomore tight end. First down at Clemson 43. McSwain finds a hole and breaks it to midfield. Wrapped up around the ankles by Don Fielder, the senior out of Garden Grove, California. But not before McSwain picks up big yardage on first down. A gain of about 7 yards right across midfield just into Kentucky territory. It'll be second down and 3.
Steve, this is about the second time in the ball game that Clemson's had any field position.
Let's see what they can do with it now, as their offense has been sporadic this season so far. And brother, Kentucky defense has given them all they've wanted. Inside trap play, the handoff is to Kevin Mack, the fullback, and the sophomore out of Kings Mountain, North Carolina, picks up short yardage, maybe enough for the first down. We remind you this is what's coming up next on this doubleheader day of NCAA football for you on ABC. The Pitt Panthers go against South Carolina. Dan Marino, the fine Pittsburgh quarterback, leading the 4th-ranked and unbeaten Panthers down in Columbia. Or you will see, depending on where you live, unbeaten Missouri and undefeated Mississippi State, number 17 and number 9 in the country. While they measure, let's take time out with 13:12 remaining here in the third quarter of play. To remind you that this program is being brought to you as an exclusive of ABC, and we'll pause 5 seconds to allow our local stations to identify themselves. As you saw, it was not enough for the first down. About a half a yard to go at the 48-yard line of Kentucky. And this time Jordan will take it himself as he pushes forward behind his offensive line and looks to have gained a full yard to the 47, which should be enough for the first down. Jeff Smith, number 79, along with Effley Brooks, the nose guard, pulling him down at that point. They mark it really to the 46, so he gained 2. And it will be first and 10 Clemson. Kentucky leads 3-0 here in the third quarter. Split backs now in the backfield, one of the few times that's been employed by Clemson as Jordan rolls left. Under pressure, he pulls it down. He will get to the line of scrimmage, and that's about all. Again, fine defense. Kevin McClellan, number 49, the sophomore linebacker, made the tackle on him, but there were some other people there, and obviously, Rick, the receivers were covered as well.
They were covered well downfield, and as a defensive coach, what you want to do against a guy like Jordan when he sprints up, make him pull the ball down and turn up inside, and that's where you have your pursuit. Good defense, Kentucky.
They give him a half-yard gain on the forward progress. Second down and about 9.5 to go. Just outside the 45 of Kentucky. McSwain, good hole. First down. Inside the 35 and bumped out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Chuck McSwain Tom Petty, number 4, knocked him out of bounds, and Brian Clark, number 70, with a great block to spring McSwain loose.
They decided they're going to run right at those linebackers. McSwain does an excellent job of picking the hole off on his left side. They were able to cut off the 2 linebackers, McClellan and Grimsley, for Kentucky.
Little sunbathing by the Clemson Tiger. Our ABC banner making a nice beach blanket for him there. It's cool, but a beautiful day. McSwain on the pitch on 1st and 10 will get maybe 2, as a lot of blue shirts get there very quickly, led by number 70, Keith Martin. It'll be 2nd down now and about 8.5 yards to go as they mark it just inside the 30-yard line of Kentucky. 11 minutes, 38 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter as McSwain now leaves the game. Cliff Austin is back in at tailback, number 7. The fullback is Kevin Mack, number 27. Fake to Austin. Jordan under pressure. Trying to get away, runs into one of his own offensive blockers, Clark, and finally is wrapped up by 37, Greg Long, the strong safety who was penetrating, along with F. Lee Brooks, the nose guard.
That time Jordan, off the bootleg action, was going to go to Tuttle downfield, but again there was good coverage, but pressures put on by Greg Long on a safety blitz. There you see he makes Jordan pull up. He misses the tackle, but the pursuit gets to him.
The loss on the play moves the ball back to the 32.5-yard line. It is 3rd down, 11 yards to go. Clemson 2 of 9 on 3rd down conversions. Over the middle, complete to Frank Magwood at the 15-yard line. 1st down, Clemson. Andy Moles was right there, but Jordan and Magwood hooked up for a perfect play and a big 3rd down conversion. A 1st and 10 now at the Kentucky 15 as we look at it again.
Jordan play action faked his tailback, Cliff Austin. Makes it look like the sprint draw. He has great protection, looks downfield, finds Magwood. Watch him. He threads the needle right in there. Good play, 1st down, Clemson.
A gain of 18 yards. McSwain, who's back in with a new jersey, steps over a defender and falls forward to about the 13-yard line, maybe the 12.5. Keith Martin, number 70, and 57, F. Lee Brooks, again making the tackle for the Kentucky defense.
Clemson's had the ball already for 5 minutes in the 3rd quarter here, Steve. Good ball possession.
Danny Ford, out of the Alabama factory of coaches. Bear Bryant Associates are coaching everywhere all over the country now. 2nd and 7. McSwain avoids the tackler, gets down to the the 11-yard line, and the defense closed on him very quickly. Andy Moles, number 18, one of the first defenders there, along with F. Lee Brooks, who slid off to the left side. They mark it just outside the 11. It'll be 3rd down and about 6.
It looked like McSwain was really going to be able to roll up in there, but Moles came from his safety position and really put a hit on him.
Now the Kentucky fans exhort their defense on. 3rd and 6 from the Kentucky 11. On the option, Kevin Mack, the fullback. Touchdown, Clemson.
A very surprise call. 3rd and long. You think he maybe pass it, but he gives the ball to his fullback, reading it on the veer. Number 27, Kevin Mack, straight into the end zone. Touchdown. An excellent possession by Clemson. Well, I'll tell you, that is good running also.
Bob Pauling is on to attempt the extra point. It is good. 9 minutes and 2 seconds left. An impressive drive by Clemson as they come back now to regain the lead. Kentucky had led 3-0 throughout the entire 1st half. Now it's 7-3 Clemson. Donald Igwebuike from Nigeria set to kick off for the Clemson Tigers as the large contingent of orange-clad Clemson fans finally have something to cheer about. The Tigers taking the lead 7-3 at 9:02 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Back deep to receive Adams and Petty. Igwebuike's kick will be a deep one. Petty will take it about 6 yards deep and will not return it. The touchback will give Kentucky a 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Clemson 5 minutes and 58 seconds, 13 plays, 83 yards. A great possession, as I pointed out earlier. That's what you want as an offensive coach. Hold the ball a long time, go in and score.
Randy Jenkins is in at quarterback for Kentucky. And that, Rick, is really the first time Clemson had mounted any kind of a consistent offense against the Kentucky defense today. From the 20-yard line, 1st and 10, Kentucky. Adams and Abraham in the backfield with Jenkins, who wants to put it up. Intended for Adams, incomplete, in and out of his hands, and almost picked off on the far sideline.
Watson caught that ball,
It was
Steve.
caught.
Yeah.
Alan Watson picked the ball up after it was tipped by Adams, the intended receiver.
That's why you work on the tip draw. Watch it now. Watson, number 33, will tip the ball right into Watson's hands. It's alert Watson, catches the ball, steps out of bounds, 1st down, Kentucky. Get him any way you can.
Excellent reaction by Watson as the ball went off Adams' shoulder pad. 1st and 10, Kentucky at their own 34. Adams trying to get outside, does, and breaks through for good yardage as he gets it out to about the 43. Nice balance and second effort by Adams before William Devane, number 94, bumped him out of bounds.
You always like the back like Adams, who has 6 rushes for 25 yards. It can turn the ball upfield, get his shoulders squared, get all the yardage he can. That time Adams did. 2nd short. This is a good down for Kentucky.
2nd and 1, Kentucky at their own 43. Full house backfield again. This time they break it off and send Rob Mangus to a 2 tight end set. Abraham, the fullback, has the 1st down as he gets to the 45. 8 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. Jeff Davis on the tackle for Clemson. We're in the 3rd quarter with Clemson leading Kentucky now 7-3. The 12th 1st down of the day for Kentucky. Fran Kersey, the Kentucky coach, on the near sideline. Got to be pleased with the better performance of his offense today. A little more consistent than they've been their first 3 ball games. Danny Ford, his coaching opponent for Clemson, on the far sideline. 1st and 10. Jenkins under some pressure, gets it away, and it's too tall for Adams, as Jenkins just flipped that ball a little bit in an effort really to avoid the loss, as he was hit immediately afterward. Jeff Bryant, number 99, and Dan Benish, number 71, was right in his face.
That time that Clemson defense again with a little bit of a blitz put the pressure on Jenkins. Now watch. Jenkins is going to sprint out to his left. He doesn't have a chance to come outside. He's trying to duck underneath, just get rid of the football. He threw it high. Good defense by Clemson.
2nd down and 10. Kentucky at their own 45. Jenkins to pass again. Under pressure and dropped. Big number 66, William Perry, the freshman out of Aiken, South Carolina. 6'3", 300 pounds. The nose guard had him from the word go and was not going to let go.
Boy, Perry, he just kept after him, and there's a guy, as you say, 300. I heard 305, that can really move up there. Now watch the pressure exerted by number 66, Perry, coming in there. Watch, he keeps coming. 2 people try to block him. He's persistent. He stays right on Jenkins. Big sack for Clemson.
Loss of 18 yards for Kentucky. It is 3rd and 28. The ball now at their own 27. The draw to Abraham. He fumbles the football. Still loose. Clemson says they have it. They do. Another big turnover as Andy Hedden, number 12, comes up with the big defensive play for Clemson. That's the 3rd Kentucky turnover. 7 minutes and 16 seconds remaining. The Clemson defense will be on the spot again as Clemson will take over at the 22-yard line of Kentucky.
Clemson leads the nation in takeaways, fumble recoveries, and interceptions. Here they're opportunistic again. They recover a fumble. The 3rd turnover for Kentucky. Clemson has the ball. Kentucky's defense to be tested again.
Clemson with a 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. 7:16 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Clemson leads Kentucky 7-3 after an 83-yard touchdown march here in the 3rd quarter. They have an opportunity again following that fumble recovery. McSwain fighting for yardage, gets inside the 20, down near the 16 or 17-yard line. Tom Petty, the right cornerback, and Andy Moles, the free safety, number 18, made the tackle.
That time it looked like that Jordan audibleized the play at the line of scrimmage because they were able to cut off the fine nose guard for Kentucky, Effley Brooks, and pick up almost 5 yards.
Second down, a long 5 to go. Kevin Mack, the fullback, met right head up in the hole by the linebacker, John Grimsley, number 59, the 200-pound sophomore who filled the hole perfectly. Gain of maybe a yard or two on the play, however. They'll mark it at the 15-yard line. It'll be third down and about 3.5 yards to go. And now an official timeout. Apparently, Grimsley was shaken up on that play, number 59, as he met Mack head on in the hole. He doesn't want to come out. He doesn't want to talk to the trainers, but the referee, Pete Williams, says they'd like for them to look at him. Anytime a player gets hit in the head like that, Rick, head on, you really don't want to take any chances.
Absolutely, and that's an alert official as far as I'm concerned. Of Pete Williams, he's played the game before. He says, hey, I don't want this young man playing like there. Now watch the hit by Grimsley right here.
We didn't really see the initial head-on contact. Anyway, they're back to play on third down and about 3.5 to go from the 15-yard line of Kentucky. Homer Jordan running the option. He has the first down inside the 10. Jordan gets it down near the 8-yard line. It'll be first and goal once again for Clemson.
I'll tell you, both Jordan, the quarterback, and Mack, the fullback, made great fakes that time. Jordan picks the ball out of Mack's stomach, takes the ball with his quick feet, is able to turn the ball upfield. Now watch the fake here by 27, Mack. Turns the ball, he's tackled. Now watch Jordan turn his shoulders right upfield with those quick feet. He gets a first down, Clemson.
Joe Freeman is in at linebacker, replacing Grimsley. Here's McSwain fighting for yardage and getting down near the 5. Gain of about 3 yards on the play as McSwain gets it just across the 5-yard line before Andy Moles, the free safety, number 18, and Tom Petty, number 4, come up to hit him there. The gain is to the 5. Another player is injured and shaken up. Coming out is 57, Effley Brooks, the nose guard. It'll be second and goal from the 5. 5 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Homer Jordan following his fullback into the hole and diving forward for a yard or two is all. Wrapped up by Dave Lyons, number 94, a junior defensive end. The ball now at the 4-yard line. It'll be third down and goal as Grimsley, to 59, is back in now at linebacker, and Freeman comes out for Kentucky. Kentucky did it earlier in the ball game on 4 straight plays inside the 5. They repelled Clemson. Their fans obviously would like to see them do it again. Jordan faking to McSwain. He will walk in. Touchdown, Clemson.
Just a great fake. Boy, a lot of poise by Jordan. He faked off to his right and walked into the end zone. Touchdown, Clemson. Watch him fake now. Watch him hide the ball. The containment of Kentucky went to sleep on the right side. They were going with the flow. Touchdown, Clemson.
That's Jordan's third touchdown rushing. And now the extra point attempt is up. And it is good as Bob Pauling kicks it through with 4:25 remaining in the third quarter. Clemson has capitalized on a Kentucky turnover to go now farther out in front as they lead the Wildcats 14-3. Donald Igwebuike will kick it off for Clemson as the Tigers have gone out in front 14-3 rather, as you look at Igwebuike. Back deep to receive are Petty and Adams for Kentucky. Nice deep kick. Igwebuike and Petty will get it at the end line and not return it, quite obviously. Here's the touchdown once again.
When you coach defense, you always tell a defensive man when the play goes away, you look for the boot. Someone didn't do that, didn't carry out their assignment. Homer Jordan, after the bootleg fake, goes in for 6 points.
That came after a Kentucky turnover, the fumble by Richard Abraham, which had given them the ball at the 21-yard line, and there's the scoring drive.
Fumble calls it all.
Randy Jenkins, number 12, is in at quarterback for Kentucky. Abraham and Adams in the backfield behind him on 1st and 10 from the 20. Jenkins under pressure gets it to Adams. Adams has a first down as he gets out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. We may have some kind of an infraction as the Kentucky fans and the Kentucky players on the sideline wanted a face mask penalty.
Jenkins does an excellent job of avoiding the pressure, finding Adams in the flat, and Adams is the young man that they like to go to when they're going to throw the ball to their backs. Boy, that looks like a face mask to me, but wow. Danny
Triplett grabbed him, and quite obviously, according to the replay at least, by either the face mask or the side of the helmet. There is no penalty, however. Fran Kersey not too thrilled that there wasn't a penalty called. It is first down for Kentucky at their own 33, a gain of 13 on the pass play. Adams hit behind the line on a fine defensive play by number 90, Johnny Rembert, a junior linebacker from Arcadia, Florida, who came slicing through to catch Adams behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of maybe a foot on the play is all. It'll be second down and 10 for all intents and purposes, still at the 33. 4 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Clemson has come back with 2 touchdowns, one on a long drive, the other following a turnover by Kentucky to lead 14-3. Full house in the backfield. John Gay got behind the line of scrimmage, back near the 32-yard line. Hollis Hall, number 29, with fine defensive penetration as Terry Henry was in at quarterback on that series of downs for Kentucky. You got to give credit, though, to number 53, the left end, Joe Glenn. He was able to put the pressure on the quarterback, making kick the ball out. There you see Penn State rolling along 13-0. Georgia Tech, North Carolina, they're playing a scoreless tie. And here's one. Ohio State has come back again, 13-10 against Florida State. They're playing in Columbus, Ohio. Kentucky 5 of 9 on third down conversions. It is 3rd and 2. Henry passing, incomplete. Intended for number 86, his wide receiver Allen Watson, and surprisingly Henry, who is not known for his passing, was in there on 3rd down and 2, and they threw the football. Well, they're going to pull out all stops now. They're going to try to get that ball up the field. It is 4th and 2. The kicking team is on as Randy Jenkins, number 12, whom you see there, will do the punting. He's had a 55-yarder among his kicks today. 3 minutes and 26 seconds remaining in the quarter. Billy Davis, number 24, around his own 25 to receive it. Again, a beautiful punt by Jenkins. Davis takes it at the 19-yard line. Covered immediately there. And falls forward to about the 24. Gordon Jackson, number 24, made the tackle. It's a 49-yard punt by Jenkins. And the punting continues to be a big part of the story here. The Kentucky defense coaches, I'm sure, have said, hey, we've got to create a turnover on Clemson. We got to get the ball down in their territory, give our offense the ball again, but create the turnover. They mark it at the 22-yard line. 1st and 10, Clemson. Jordan faking, looking, running, and out of bounds at about the 26. Gain of about 4 yards on the play. Jeff Smith 79 and Keith Martin 70 with the pressure on Jordan. It'll be second down and about 6 yards to go. Jordan's the type of young man, though. I don't care when he comes out with that football. He makes you hold on because he can duck underneath. He can throw the ball. He can get outside. He can do it all. Clemson from their own 26. Austin, a couple of yards to the 28 is all. Maybe the 29-yard line for a gain of 3. Keith Martin, number 70 again, making the tackle as the defense of Kentucky closed down very quickly. All day long, Kentucky's defense has been playing well there in the middle with Brooks and McClellan and Grimsley. They shut them down on that isolation play. From the 29-yard line, 3rd down and 2 yards to go. 5 of 13 on 3rd down conversions, and McCall, the fullback, is knocked down short of 1st down yardage as he gets across the 30. strong defensive effort again. Chris Ferentz, number 55, a 240-pound sophomore defensive tackle, knocked him down at the 31-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 1. And again, the Kentucky defense gets a hand as on to punt is Dale Hatcher, who himself, like Jenkins of Kentucky, has been outstanding. He's had a 64-yarder today. His last punt was a 52-yarder. Andy Moles is back deep, and a high spiral kick that Moles will take at the 17-yard line, and nowhere to go but down. Another booming punt by Hatcher as these two teams trade ends of the field on long punts. A 52-yarder, and Moles only had white shirts waiting for him when the ball came down.
Boy, that thing had helium in it. That just went above the stadium.
Almost 7 seconds in the air on that one. 1 minute and 50 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Clemson leading Kentucky 14-3. Kentucky now with a 1st and 10 at about their own 18-yard line. Closer to the 17. Jenkins looking to throw. And it's complete to his tight end, number 80, Jim Campbell. No, it's number 20, Rick Massey. Massey with a nice catch as he came back for the ball. The sophomore out of Paris, Kentucky, was defended against by Rod McSwain. And it's so close enough that they're going to have the chains come out and measure.
That was a super catch by Massey. He knew where he was on the sideline. He knew he had to keep his feet in bounds. He had to stretch his body out as far as he could. Just a great play by Massey.
Measurement as the chains are brought all the way across to the near sideline. You have a look at it from the end zone. It is enough for a 1st down for Kentucky. A gain of 10 yards on the completion to Massey. And so Kentucky gets a little more room as they had taken over at their own 17. It's now 1st and 10. The ball just outside the 27. Again, the full house backfield for Kentucky. Jenkins dropping straight back. Under some pressure. Incomplete and overthrown. The intended receiver was the tight end, Jim Campbell. The pass was too long. McSwain was defending on the play once again for Clemson. Again, we remind you this is only the first half of action you'll be seeing today here on ABC. Coming up, depending on where you live within our region, you'll see either University of Pittsburgh at South Carolina in a big one, or Missouri and Mississippi State in a battle of two undefeated teams down in Jackson. Lots and lots of regional action all over the country on this doubleheader day of NCAA football action for you. 2nd down and 10, Kentucky. Jenkins firing it again for Massey. It's incomplete, almost intercepted by Suttle. Jeff Suttle, the strong safety, almost picked that ball off before it hit the ground after it went through Massey's hands. Jeff Bryant, 99, with pressure as we look at it again.
Again, they give Jenkins a little bit more time. The ball is shown a little high, but maybe he could have had it in there anyways.
That makes it 3rd down and 10 for Kentucky. The ball still just inside their 28-yard line. John Gay comes out, and another wide receiver comes in, as now Abraham and Adams will be the 2 setbacks behind Jenkins in the backfield. 3rd and 10. Bryant again with pressure. Jenkins got it off, but it's incomplete and almost intercepted again. Andy Hedden was dropping on the play, and he almost picked it off. And Hollis Hall almost had a chance at it.
Clemson's defense is really beginning to put the pressure on Jenkins. He is starting to throw the ball maybe a little soon, looking a little quick, and it's natural after you've been pressured that much.
Jenkins will stay in to punt. Billy Davis, 24, is dropped back again to receive as you look at Jenkins' punting statistics today. And again, he hits a pretty good one. Davis at about his 25. Trying to get to the wall on the near side. Breaks a tackle. Gets up to about the 39-yard line. Fine 2nd and 3rd effort by return man Billy Davis will give Clemson pretty good field position as they will have the football now at the 39-yard line. David Mears, the man who snapped the ball, made the tackle as we look at the kick again.
Again, anytime you have a guy quarterback back there like Jenkins punting the ball. There's always the threat of the punt fake. But now watch Billy Davis, one of the top recruits in 1980 for Clemson, turn the ball upfield, give great second effort, hit well there, bounces off, turns upfield.
First down, Clemson at their own 39. Chuck McSwain, the tailback, gets nowhere, maybe a yard to the 40, and that's all. That was a 47-yard punt by Jenkins and a 14-yard return by Davis.
Hey! Go, Ken!
Gain of 1. Keith Martin, who made the tackle for the Kentucky defense, along with Kevin McClellan.
Go, Kentucky!
And as we near the end of the third quarter, with 30 seconds now remaining in the quarter, and Clemson still leading, the Tigers have a 2nd and 9 at their own 40. Jordan going long down the far sideline. No receiver was there, as Perry Tuttle was the intended receiver, but the ball was well overthrown. Petty, along with Moles, were back defending. Clock stops with 15 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and it'll be 3rd and 9, still at the 40-yard line.
That time Jordan thought that the defense of Kentucky would take the bait. He faked the out pattern to Tuttle. Tuttle turned up the field, but they were alert. Petty was back there. He was the closest guy to the football.
And Jordan threw that ball almost 50 yards in the air. Two wide receivers now to the far side of the field on 3rd down and 9. Jordan running the option, looking for a hole. He finds nothing. Wrapped up immediately by Jeff Smith, a sophomore defensive tackle, but a penalty marker has been thrown on the play. 7 seconds remaining in the third quarter now. A clip is the indication against Clemson. And apparently it occurred after the play. All major penalties this year assessed as dead ball fouls, so that they do not cancel each other out, or a 15-yarder is not canceled out by a 5-yarder by the other team. This will be assessed as Kentucky elects to take it and move Clemson back inside their own 30-yard line at the 28. Pete Williams again telling us, clipping against Clemson, 7 seconds left in the quarter. It will now be 3rd down for Clemson, but about 22 yards to go. Stockstill goes to the near side, Perry Tuttle to the far side. And time runs out, the end of the third quarter. We'll be back with the final 15 minutes of action. Clemson leading Kentucky 14-3 after this commercial message, as well as a word from our local station. 8,000 looking on. Clemson with a 3rd and 22 at their own 27 or 28-yard line as we start the 4th and final quarter. Clemson leading 14-3. Jordan gives to the tailback McSwain, who had a good hold, but it closed very quickly. Number 70, Keith Martin, one of the first Kentucky defenders there, along with Chris Ferentz, number 55.
There's a third quarter stats. Again, the big thing that stands out, the turnovers, and this is the bugaboo of all football teams, and this is where it hurt Kentucky in their first 3 games. 3 turnovers.
They have to punt, of course, as Hatcher is on. A high hanging punt, not as long as the last one. Moles calls for the fair catch, but then lets it fall to the ground as it rolls inside the 15-yard line. Pretty effective punt again, as Dale Hatcher continues to do the job, along with Jenkins, of course, for Kentucky.
That end of the field seems to get real good rolls today, Steve. Everyone that's been hit down there just rolls and rolls and rolls.
Even the short ones. That one a punt of 51 yards. In the third quarter, Clemson had the football for over 11 minutes. Kentucky had the football for 3 minutes 53 seconds. A big turnaround from the previous 2 quarters. We're in the 4th quarter now. 1st and 10, Kentucky from the 13-yard line. Jenkins almost stumbled as he went back. Fires over the middle, complete to Massey, number 20. Nice reception again by Rick Massey, the sophomore out of Paris, Kentucky. Terry Kennard was there, but Terry Kennard could do nothing about it, as it's 1st and 10, Kentucky now at the 27.
Excellent protection by the offensive line of Kentucky that time.
coming back now. So you again go to the full house backfield. Abraham pounding ahead across the 30. They'll mark it outside the 31-yard line. Number 94, William Devane, the nose guard, submarine down in there. Devane, a sophomore out of Jacksonville, North Carolina.
Excuse me, Steve. The big thing here is when you're down 14-3 and you're Kentucky is not to get greedy or not to get impatient. There's over 13 minutes left. You still have time to come back.
Gain of 3, second down 7. Campbell back in at tight end. Jenkins to pass again. Again over the middle and again complete to Massey. This time at the 44-yard line. And another good catch. Jeff Davis, 45, was right there, but he couldn't do anything about it. Terry Kennard also defending.
Now watch Richard Abraham. His job is pass protection. This man can run the football. He sings the national anthem. Let's see if he can block number 53. Good job, Richard.
That was Massey's 5th catch for 66 yards and the 16th first down for Kentucky. Abraham again, a big hole as he sprints into Clemson territory to the 43-yard line before he's knocked down by Hollis Hall in the secondary. The cornerback on the left side, the senior from Seneca, South Carolina, had to make the play as Kentucky opened a beautiful hole, Rick.
That time it looked like Kentucky came out on a quick count. Just a quick hitter to Abraham. A big opening in there created by Doug Williams and Don Corbin. First down, Kentucky.
At the 43-yard line of Clemson, 12 minutes, 37 seconds remaining in the football game. Clemson leading 14-3. Kentucky now driving. Jenkins to throw. Under pressure. He'll be sacked inside the 45-yard line of Kentucky. A big loss on the play to the 44. 53, Joe Glenn, and 99, Jeff Bryant were all over him.
This is what Clemson can do. They can tackle the ball carriers for a loss. Just watch them keep coming there. Jeff Bryant, they put the pressure on you.
The loss, as I said, back to the 44-yard line of Clemson. It'll be second down and 23 yards to go as you look at big Jeff Bryant and that Clemson defensive line. Adams gets it up near midfield to about the 49 is all. They got back a lot of the yardage, however, before number 82 Danny Triplett and 23 Jeff Suttle, the strong safety, made the tackle on Adams. The ball just short of midfield. It'll be third down and about 16 yards to go, maybe 17.
Seems like Kentucky goes ahead and gets a couple first downs, but then Clemson puts the pressure on, throws them for a loss, and they're in a long down situation as they are now. Third and a lot of yards to go.
On third down and 17, split backs in the backfield as Jenkins drops straight back. Glenn again with the pressure on him. Over the middle and complete to Massey once again inside the 30 of Clemson. First down, Kentucky, as they come back on two big plays. Terry Kennard made the tackle, number 43, but again, Jenkins to Massey works for Kentucky.
Jenkins again, good protection, but this young man, Rick Massey from Paris, Kentucky, he'll go right into the middle. He has great concentration on the ball. He caught the ball in the seam between the linebackers and the deep backs. First down, Kentucky, and they are driving.
Gain of 23 yards on the play. The ball at the 28-yard line of Clemson. Abraham for short yardage as he dives forward near the 25. 71, Dan Benish, the junior defensive tackle at 250 pounds, knocked him down. They'll mark it at the 26. Gain of 2. It'll be second down and 8. 10.5 minutes remaining in the game. Adams on the power sweep, looking for a block, doesn't get it, and Childers made a great play. Tim Childers, the strong safety, fought his way through the block and was there to trip up Adams as he stops him for a short gain of about 2 yards to the 24. It'll be third and 6.
Look to the right of your screen. Watch for number 26, Tim Childers from Gaffney, South Carolina. Watch him take on the blocker, come up. Even though Adams slipped, Childers made an excellent play.
Kentucky now at the 24-yard line of Clemson. Third down. 6 yards to go. And now a timeout is called. Referee Pete Williams stopping the clock and says it is his timeout.
I believe the referee is warning the bench over there.
Well, while the timeout has been called, as the head linesman went over to say something to Danny Ford, we'll take a timeout with 9:37 remaining in the game. It is 3rd down and 6 for the Kentucky Wildcats. Here's what both teams have done as far as 3rd down conversions are concerned. Kentucky being a tad more successful than Clemson. About 6.5 yards to go. The ball at the 24-yard line of Clemson. Kentucky trailing 14-3 here in the 4th quarter. Over the middle, it's complete to the tight end, number 80, Jim Campbell. Will it be enough for the first down, however, as it is very near yardage? Yes, it apparently will be. First down, Kentucky. 9:23 remaining in the game, and the Wildcats stay alive.
Football is a game of 3rd downs, and this time Kentucky, with Jenkins throwing the ball, finds his fine tight end, Jim Campbell from Louisville. Watch him, drills it in there. Good catch. He had to reach back for it. First down, Kentucky.
The ball at the 17-yard line of Clemson. Jenkins to throw again. Completes it to Adams out of the backfield, and Hollis Hall, number 29, was right there to trip him up immediately. Tim Childers, 26, also there with him. The gain is 2 yards to just inside the 15-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and about 8 yards to go.
With the clock moving, watch here. Jenkins comes out. He finds his favorite backfield receiver, George Adams. But you see Hollis Hall, who had rolled up into the flat, make the tackle.
Sean Donegan, number 40, is now in at fullback with John Gay at running back, number 23 for Kentucky. Jenkins to throw. Avoids the pressure, gets it away, but it's incomplete. It was intended for John Gay coming out of the backfield. Jeff Davis, number 45, made the hit, and Danny Triplett had pressure on Jenkins.
Well, Danny Triplett and Andy Hedden had pressure right there. Good play by the Clemson defense.
At the 15-yard line, 3rd down and 8. The Clemson Tiger has found a fan. Start him young. 8 minutes, 19 seconds left in the game. 14-3, Clemson leading Kentucky. On 3rd down, 8 yards to go. Jenkins over the middle. Intercepted by Clemson. A battle for the football going on, but it looks like Danny Triplett, number 82, wrestled the ball away from the intended receiver.
It looked like to me that time that Jenkins looked all the way to Campbell, and it had to be that Danny Triplett had his eye right on the quarterback's eyes. He reacted to the football. Now you watch for number 82, the linebacker for Clemson. Jenkins goes back. He's looking all the way over there for Campbell. Watch Triplett react. Great interception.
8:10 remaining in the game. Clemson has taken over, leading 14-3. Steve Zabriskie along with Rick Porzano for the final 8 minutes and 10 seconds of play here at Commonwealth Stadium in Lexington. We look at scores of other games around the country today.
Illinois waited for us to put the score up, and they kicked the field goal.
Here, we just may have seen the play of the game as Danny Triplett wrestled the ball away from Campbell, the tight end of Kentucky, repelling a Kentucky scoring threat. Clemson with a 14-3 lead, now having the football 1st and 10 at their own 6-yard line. Jordan running all the way, cutting back, still on his feet and out near the 18-yard line. Fine effort by Homer Jordan as he gets the ball out from the 6 and picks up a 1st down.
And I believe he's going to get 15 more tacked onto it, Steve.
It was not enough for the 1st down, as there was a penalty on the play previous to that. It was 1st down and 17 yards to go, not 1st and 10, and the personal foul will be against Kentucky. It will be marked off from the spot of the infraction about the 18-yard line. And the 15-yard assessment will give Clemson a first down and gets them way out from in front of their own goalposts. There's the indication from Pete Williams at the 33-yard line of Clemson. The penalty on the previous play, the interception, was assessed against Clemson, and they started with a 1st and 17. That's the 6th penalty on Kentucky for 63 yards. Austin banging straight ahead and protecting the football as he gets it to the 39. Tackled by Don Fielder, number 53, and number 4, Tom Petty. There you see the situation. Time running out for Kentucky as that last turnover may turn out to be the play of the game.
You're right, Steve, and remember, the fourth quarter has been where the Kentucky defense has been most vulnerable. They've allowed up to this game 29 points in the fourth quarter. They've got their work cut out for them here. They've got the clock against them. They've got Clemson with 2nd and 4. Kentucky's defense has to rise the occasion, and if you're Clemson, you're saying hold on to that football and no turnovers.
That interception was Triplett's first career interception. He's a junior. And as far as this game is concerned, it's got to be the biggest turnover. 2nd down, 4 yards to go. From the 39-yard line, Jordan swings it out to Tuttle in the open field, trying to get him one-on-one, and Baird hauls him down, but Tuttle may have enough for the first down. Harry Baird, the sophomore out of Franklin, and Perry Tuttle, a couple of number 22s going at it. But it is enough for a first down at the 44-yard line of Clemson.
That's a lot of pressure on a defensive back. Harry Baird, 22, had to react to a fine receiver like Perry Tuttle one-on-one, and Baird did a good job.
On first down, Jordan may be changing the play at the line. Batted in the air and incomplete. Number 37, Greg Lyons, the strong safety, a senior from right here in Lexington, was blitzing on the play and stuck up a hand, and Greg Long knocked that ball down, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
This time Jordan's just trying to run a little turnout to his wide receiver Jeff Stockstill, and as you pointed out, Greg Long, 37, from his strong safety position, gets his hand up, knocks the ball down. Good defense. Craig Long, a homeboy here from Lexington, Kentucky.
2nd down and 10. 6.5 minutes remaining in the game. Clemson leading 14-3. Chuck McSwain trying to break through the pileup on the far sideline. Gets it out to the 47-yard line, maybe the 48. 70, Keith Martin, 230-pound sophomore, made the tackle. It'll be 3rd down and about 6 yards to go. A gain of 4 for McSwain. Clemson 5 of 16 on 3rd down conversions. Homer Jordan leads them up on 3rd and 6 from their own 49. McSwain again has the first down and breaks into the clear. If he could have maintained his balance, he might have scored a touchdown. He only had Tom Petty, the safety man, to beat. But he does pick up much more than the needed first down yardage. It looked like Kevin McClellan, number 49, tripped him up, Rick.
He certainly did, and watch McSwain. Now, this is what you want all backs to do. Turn it up. Just keep those legs going. Show that balance. Use your hand. That is good running by McSwain. Again, you see him. Watch him turn it up. Just keep going. He almost broke. Look at that balance with the hand. Young backs could learn from that.
1st and 10, Clemson at the Kentucky 34. McSwain again. Big yardage on first down as he busts it inside the 30, down near the 27-yard line before Andy Moles, the free safety, makes the tackle.
That's intelligent on Clemson's part. They've got a hot ball carrier right now in McSwain. He is turning it upfield. Let him have the football. Let him roar up there. Let him keep possession.
5 minutes remaining in the football game. 2nd down, 3 yards to go. The fullback, Mack, straight ahead on a little counter trap play where he fakes the pitch and hands back to the fullback. Not enough for the first down, however. As he gets it to about the 25, it'll be about a half a yard short. It'll be 3rd down and 1 yard to go. Effley Brooks, number 57, the junior nose guard, made the tackle. third. And then some, as now when they clear, they mark it at the 22-yard line. John Grimsley, 59, made the tackle.
It's amazing the turnaround of this game, Steve. The first half, all Kentucky. The second half, Clemson has just controlled the ball totally.
Those two third-quarter touchdowns by Clemson, the difference is they lead 14-3. The clock continuing to run. Kevin Mack, the fullback, breaks it inside the 15. Andy Moles made the tackle in the secondary, but they'll mark it at the 13-yard line as another big Clemson gain on first down.
Again, now they send McSwain, number 35, to top the eye wide, which forces the defense wide, and they're smart. They give the ball right up the middle. He read the nose block to Kevin Mack. Good cut. First down again, Clemson.
Tigers threatening to extend their lead. The pitch to McSwain. Cutting back against the grain and inside the 5-yard line. McSwain takes it down inside the 3. Knocked down by Dave Lyons, number 94.
Again, now just watch McSwain. He gets the ball on a short pitch. He sees the hold, made a good cut right there. But watch his shoulders and watch how he's turned right to the goal line, the sign of a good back.
McSwain now has gone over 100 yards for the afternoon. 19 carries, 104 yards. Second down and 1, but they're on the 3-yard line. McSwain fighting for the goal line. Touchdown now is signaled by the officials. It took them a while to make up their mind, but they signal a touchdown.
There he is, McSwain, the guy that has really carried the bulk of the ball right here. Look, turns it up. Extra effort again, gets him in the end zone. He wanted that touch.
It is now 20-3 with the extra point attempt by Bob Pauling, number 6, to come. And the fourth quarter continues to be bad news for the Kentucky Wildcats. A timeout has been called by Clemson. 2 minutes, 48 seconds remain in the football game. The Tigers have blown it open here in the second half. They lead 20-3. Anthony Peretti will do the holding, and Bob Pauling will attempt the extra point. As the run by Chuck McSwain from 3 yards out has made it 20-3. Pauling will attempt to add one more to that total, and he does. 2 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in the football game. And as we were saying before the commercial, Rick, the fourth quarter, if it wasn't for the fourth quarter, Kentucky would have a much different football season going.
Well, they certainly would. And again, the turnovers have been their big bugaboo. It's put the defensive Kentucky's in the hole a lot. It's all they had a chance, Kentucky did, to put a score on the board. They throw the interception. They had another fumble before in the third quarter that ended up in a score. As a coach, there's one thing you can't do is you can't have turnovers.
We remind you that this Monday on ABC's NFL Monday Night Football at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 8 o'clock Central, it's a big battle. The NFC West champion Atlanta Falcons, led by one of the top quarterbacks in the league, Steve Bartkowski, will go up against the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles, a big NFC matchup. They have a pretty fair quarterback themselves in Ron Jaworski. That's NFL Monday Night Football, Monday night at 9 Eastern and 8 Central over most of these ABC stations. Bob Pauling, number 6, whom you see there, will do the kicking off. Back deep to receive, George Adams and Tom Petty for Kentucky. And we remind you that before the end of the game, we're going to be announcing the Chevrolet Most Valuable Player for each team, in whose name a $1,000 scholarship will be awarded from Chevrolet to the school's general scholarship fund for that player's performance in this televised event here on ABC today. So we'll be announcing the most valuable players on behalf of Chevrolet for both Clemson and Kentucky before the end of the game today. Pauling hits it. A line drive shot. Petty fields it on a short hop and takes it up to about the 15. Crosses the 20 and is hauled down at about the 22-yard line. Kentucky with not much time left. Many of their fans now leaving Commonwealth Stadium as they trail Clemson 21-3. The Tigers really putting it on, and this 87-yard scoring drive really has sealed it unless Kentucky can pull out a miracle. The ball at the 21-yard line of Kentucky. 1st and 10. Kentucky with all 3 of their timeouts remaining, and 4 wide receivers in the game, along with quarterback Randy Jenkins. Under pressure. Gets it away for Massey, incomplete. Massey was hit immediately by number 21 Anthony Rose, a senior defensive back from Sumter, South Carolina. And again, Jeff Bryant, 99, was chasing Jenkins around. 2:34 now remaining in the game. It'll be 2nd and 10. And again, stay with us, because this is only the beginning of a big day here on ABC. Of course, the college football scoreboard show coming up to keep you abreast of what's happening. And then, depending on where you live in our region, either Pitt, South Carolina, or Missouri, Mississippi State, the second half of our doubleheader. Complete to Massey this time at the 38-yard line. Massey with another fine catch. Terry Kennard, number 43, was there, but it was a well-thrown and well-caught ball. They mark it nearer the 39. 1st and 10 Kentucky. 2:23 now remaining in the game. Jenkins throws for the far sideline to Massey, incomplete. Andy Hedden, number 12, was defending on the play. The clock stopping with 2 minutes and 17 seconds left in the game. It'll be 2nd down and 10, Kentucky at their own 39. Perry Tuttle caught a pass today, Rick, and that's the 24th straight game that Clemson's fine receiver has caught at least one pass in.
But I'll say one thing in Kentucky's favor. They did do a good job of defending Tuttle in this ballgame.
Yes, they did. He was not as big a factor as he might have been. On 2nd down and 10, Jenkins had his arm moving forward. We'll see where they mark it, I believe. Pete Williams, the referee, is going to mark it back there. It will not be a Clemson touchdown, as Pete Williams has ruled the ball dead at the 22-yard line of Kentucky. It will be Clemson's football, however. Jim Scott, number 67, made the big play. 2:08 remaining. Clemson has the football back, and Kentucky appears as if it's over for them for this afternoon. Clemson has the football back, and that is extremely bad news for Kentucky, as the Wildcats' offense again has failed to generate much in the way of consistency or points today, Rick. Their defense did well again up until the 4th quarter. Clemson's super defense has been all over their offense today.
Well, that's right. In Clemson, they just kept coming and they kept coming, and they know that their offense, given time, will come back, but Kentucky's offense just couldn't generate the points.
Number 11, Mike Gaskew, a senior from Elon College, North Carolina, is now in at quarterback for Clemson. 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. Brendan Crite, number 38, the ball carrier, in at tailback. Tackled by Greg Long, number 37, the strong safety. The gain is to about the 17-yard line. About a 5-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 5. We want to thank some of the people who've helped us today. Our statistician, John Butera, and our spotter, Bill Friel, among others. 1:40 remaining in the game. 2nd and 5, Clemson. Brendan Crite again, the ball carrier, stumbles forward. Maybe close to the 1st down, however, as he's near the 12-yard line of Kentucky. 49, Kevin McClellan, who's played an outstanding game, made the tackle to trip him up. They mark it at the 13, short of the 1st down. It'll be 3rd down and 1. Gaskew, the quarterback, gives to number 46, Duke Holloman, who's in at the tailback position. And again, Kevin McClellan of Kentucky is there to meet him. Holloman's first carry of the afternoon. He's a sophomore out of Myrtle Beach. The clock now shows 57 seconds remaining, and it is enough for a 1st down at the 11-yard line of Kentucky. And the Clemson cheerleaders and mascot celebrating.
That tiger gets around, I'll say that.
Visited with a few folks today. 44 seconds left in the game. 1st and 10. Brendan Crite bouncing off one tackler, wrapped up by number 44, Don Rowe, a junior defensive end.
Watch Kreit from the tailback spot. He makes an excellent cut. He sees it all the way back on the backside, but the defense this time for Kentucky stayed at home.
17, Anthony Peretti is in at quarterback. It is second down, about 5 yards to go. The ball near the 6.5-yard line. Peretti's just going to fall down behind the line of scrimmage as the clock runs now with 5 seconds remaining. And you see it count down as Clemson has come on with a strong second half. 2 touchdowns in the third quarter, one that sealed the doom in the fourth quarter to defeat Kentucky, coming from behind after Kentucky had taken a 3-0 lead. Clemson 21 and Kentucky 3. We're going to be returning here to Commonwealth Stadium in Lexington, Kentucky to wrap up this game. Stay with us. The big doubleheader day will continue here on ABC. Here are the Chevrolet most valuable players for today's game. Rick?
Chuck McSwain, the tailback from Clemson from Caroline, North Carolina, 20 carries, 107 yards. And for Kentucky, Rick Massey, their fine receiver, 7 catches for 107 yards. A lot of those difficult catches. 2 fine young men.
And in their names, a $1,000 scholarship to the school's General Scholarship Fund on behalf of Chevrolet. We hope you've enjoyed the first half of our doubleheader today, and we remind you that coverage of today's game was produced by Ralph Abraham, directed by Joe Assetti, our associate director, Carol Letty. This is Steve Zabriskie for Rick Forzano saying so long from Commonwealth Stadium here in Lexington, Kentucky. Be sure to stay tuned now for the next half on our Prudential College Football Scoreboard with Jim Lampley and Dave Dials bringing you up to date on all of today's games from around the nation. And then immediately following that one, the second half of our doubleheader, you'll see either Pittsburgh, South Carolina, or Missouri against Mississippi State. NCAA College Football, Clemson versus Kentucky has been brought to you by Chevrolet, who invites you to see all the good things for 1982 at your local Chevy dealers. Chevy makes good things happen. By Michelob Light, an exceptional light beer with a rich, smooth taste. Once again, the final score today, Clemson 21, Kentucky 3. Travel arrangements made through and a promotional fee paid by United Airlines. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports.